Hey, this is Scott from J-Pop Now and Osaka Ben 10 channel. Hey, this is the second lesson of the series on free Japanese lessons. They're going to be a little bit short because I have some even more spectacular plans on how to bring these lessons to you. We're going to do some live events, but for now, we're just going to have a short video. And the first one, it was just an introduction. And I'd just like to say the most important thing one is to want to study the language. Don't give up, don't quit. Don't find something that's going to make you think, oh, this is harder than what it really is, or find a difference between two different teaching methods and then give up easily. I'll walk you through it all the way. Have plans on actually putting this lesson plan on Talk on YouTube and on some streaming things. And if you see me on a site, sign up and subscribe to the emails on any of the other channels. My email, whatever link I'll give you in the future, if you subscribe to that, I'll be letting you know about how you can Skype me and find out about all the programs that we're going to have. Today's lesson is just going to be a quick one. I'm going to let you know what to expect from the lessons. This is an actual intro, an introduction to the first written lesson that's coming up in the series, and it is, of course, writing in Japanese. Unless you want to listen to audio tapes and do rote memory that way, or have other really expensive programs or video things that cost in the hundreds, $500, $600, $700 to do, you're welcome to do that. I'm just trying to keep you from doing that, but I am going to tell you one thing. All these people try to give you these $45 plans and say you can learn Japanese quick without memorizing vocabulary. That is the biggest bunch of BS in the world. You can't learn anything without memorizing it. You see it, it goes into your brain, it stays there, that's memory. And to be able to retrieve that memory, that's all it takes to learn a lesson. Now, some people as they get older, and even younger people as well, have a problem studying and memorizing material. When I was real young, up until the middle of my high school years, I could go to class, hear the lecture, get 100% on my test on Friday every week, except for the things I didn't like math and English grammar. The really boring and difficult things I had a little problem with, but as long as it was regular memorization, I was really good at it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to let you know the first part of the lesson is the written part. If you don't know what the words are, if you don't see a video, you don't hear audio cassette, how can you learn vocabulary? So one of the good ways is actually learning Japanese writing. Okay, you can find dictionaries. If you can't read the Japanese writing, how can you transfer from one word to the other? Okay, so there's actually technically there's 4 styles, but there's 3 main styles, and one we're going to give the axe to here in, as quickly as possible. I don't even want to hear the word. There's romanization, how the English language, the alphabet, 26 letters. They've developed a system of using that to write Japanese words with the Roman alphabet. We're not going to see none of that except for with a few exceptions. Very 99.99% we will not use Roman letters in any type of lesson that's coming over this channel. Okay, so getting that out of the way, we might have to do it for a certain thing, but we won't worry about that right now. Okay, the first one is Hiragana. And right below this video link on the website, I'm going to have the Japanese writing charts. Hiragana is what's called a cursive Japanese script. Okay, and it was derived from kanji. In olden times, men believed that Japanese women were not quite intelligent enough to write with kanji, borrowed from Chinese kanji. So they made a new writing system, and the first part is Hiragana, which you're going to see. I wrote down the Hiragana chart for you, and it's a system of our vowels, but with the Japanese sound, A, E, I, O, and U, but in a little bit different order. And then every sound that they have comes from the vowels and a few consonants, with the exception of one hiragana. All hiragana comes with a consonant and a vowel. So, for example, a K will come with K-A, K-I, K-E, K-O, K-U as one. Ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. Okay? And the only exception is a voiced, which basically means to vibrate in your throat, is the N. Sometimes they use it as M, depending on the physicality of how the letter follows N or M. So it's a little technical right now, but we'll get to that in our Pal Talk and live lessons. Like I said before, we're going to have just like these main lessons that you can watch for basically an introduction, and if the more serious you want to get into one of the studying and drill classes, they'll be on Pal Talk and live streaming media, and you'll be able to Skype call me as well. We'll have that all set up. Okay. The next is called Katakana, which is actually another form of version of Japanese script. Where it differs from hiragana is it's used only for foreign loan words, like let's see, like taco. They don't have a word for tacos, just like in English we call tacos tacos. They write tacos with the katakana script. For technical words and some advertisement, because some Japanese people think it's cool, katakana looks cooler than hiragana, so they'll put it up. You think you've got like hiragana memorized, so you're looking at a building and thinking, oh, how come that karaoke place doesn't have it spelled out in hiragana? A lot of times it'll be katakana with pachinko and other things as well. Okay, and the third method, which is gonna take a long time, you guys are gonna have to realize, is kanji, which is the borrowed script pictographs from China from a long time ago. A few Japanese people went over to China and said, hey, we can't write, so this looks as good as anything else. They borrowed it and evolved it to the Japanese way of speaking the language. So it's not always 100% Chinese, but a lot of things are the same. But to say if you can read Chinese kanji, you can read Japanese kanji, it's not 100% true. Okay, so what we've learned so far is that there's three main writing styles. Is hiragana, it's a little cursive. Katakana, it's more angled, left and right angles and slight curves and lines, as compared to hiragana that has a lot of curves and swoops and swirls. Okay, and just want to let you know what I said in the video before is you need to memorize. You need to memorize everything. You may have heard that in the past from chat lines from the internet. Oh, I need to find a speaking partner. I need listening practice, so I'll listen to music or whatever. It's all studying. You have to memorize it. You have to memorize it in your ear, your brain, your eyes, and your voice. So everything is going to have to be memorized. With the way I learned to write hiragana and katakana, kanji, kick my butt. I just know a little bit of kanji. Hiragana and katakana, I have the charts for you, and we're going to have another video possibly and some live lessons to actually teach the order of the hiragana and katakana. The way I learned it in school was, as being a teacher, I had free reign of the supplies room, and they had recycled paper. So I took a chart that I found in the back of a kanji book that has the typical squares, copied that onto a few big pieces of paper, and made the copy on both sides so it looked like a big grid. A bunch of boxes on both sides, and sat there for many hours until I learned the hiragana and katakana to do the A, which sounds like ah, for example. And I would write ah and say it at the same time because I was usually doing it at home. When I was at school or practicing in a cafe, I would say it up here. I didn't want people thinking I was nuts. Okay, so when you write hiragana and katakana, we'll teach you the stroke order. You'll go 1, 2, 3 with the strokes and actually say the pronunciation of that symbol, that letter. Ah, 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 until you get all the way across the page. And then, when you feel comfortable with that, what I did was I would write a whole page, which would be like about 100 characters. And then I would do the same thing with the I, which makes an E sound. E, E, E. Until I got all the way through the vowels. And then I would try to go back to the ah, the A sound. And then once I kind of knew what each one was by itself, I tried to write like A, E, I, O, U in a row until I knew how to do that. And I learned it, and it took a long time because hiragana is a little difficult because it has some curves and swirls in it. And remembering the strokes is a little difficult, but when you see kanji, some kanji have 17 to 18 stroke directions, so don't worry about hiragana and katakana. And once I learned hiragana, katakana seemed to be a little bit easier because there weren't exactly mirror lookalikes, but it seemed like you had a feel for the katakana before you was even finished writing with it. So katakana will come as easy though. Put as much effort in katakana as you can, because a lot of times if you can't remember a Japanese word, say you in vacation in Japan, katakana doesn't always mimic our pronunciation, but if you can write it close, sometimes you hand a note to somebody with katakana on it instead of no Japanese, maybe a katakana word, and you talk it through, and they're like, oh, I see, I understand. Okay, so we're here at 15 minutes. Jugo Fun des. 15 minutes. Actually, Jugo Fun. Anyway, we'll talk about that. Anyway, we'll go by subject matter, sentence, grammar, and everything. But again, look down here at the link. It'll have the charts, and it's just a simple text file. And and that's the order that I learned it in. So we're going to go through that. Okay. Again, we're going to get ready for live shows, live studying. I'm going to be your live study buddy. I'm going to get some of my Japanese friends here from the university to help out as soon as their schedules become available, because it's getting close to semester break and everything. So with people overseas, some of my Skype buddies, some of my YouTube friends in Japan, we're going to get this channel working. It's going to be free lessons until it becomes so popular the whole world wants to do it. I'm already getting a lot of hits on the website and the blog. And just to say that you're seeing this actually on the jpop.com website. But we're going to be working with some of that as well. If you like Japanese songs, we're going to put some translations up as they come into play with lessons. And things like, I don't know, whatever sport you would like, we're going to learn how to do that. But mostly it's going to be from the main textbook setup, and it's going to be exact and direct. So, but we're not going to just try to be bored. I'm sorry that these videos, as of right now, are not any way, shape, or form a type of video that you would expect to see from NHK. There's no bad Japanese acting, and there's no bad English acting. There's no acting. It's just instruction. And the Japanese school system is set up to where their kids are supposed to have fun learning English no matter what the cost, but they forget that you got to have instruction along with the fun. We're going to have fun, sure, because I think what's most important is in the language is you have a sense of accomplishment when you learn something new, and that's fun. So I'm sorry I'm not like Santa Claus. I'm big like Santa, and I'm wearing blue, so I'm not quite Santa Claus. No beard and no pipe or none of that. Anyway, for all you English speakers out there, we're going to get the next lesson off to you within the week. I'm still having a little bit of problems with the studio, so as of right now, it's still where I can find it. So, bless me. Oh, excuse me. I wish I could edit that out. From now, I'll see you guys later. Follow the link. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can see these lessons over and over when you have the need. And remember, use me as a contact in your email, so that way we can get together and have discussions and things about what you like or what you want to learn, and maybe customize your study. Okay, this is Scott. Ben's back at home eating s'mores and drinking chocolate milk, but he's also preparing scripts for the next lesson. He's had a rough year, but he's still working hard for us to keep jpopnow.com and all the lessons going. And it's going to be over 50 to 100 lessons coming back to back to back. It took me a while to get everything set up to do this, and now it's working out. We'll have also an English version of this for the Japanese folks out there too. So Japanese people will be learning English, and eventually we'll meld into a pretty good system of having one of the better Japanese English exchanges. For you that want to learn Japanese, please hit the subscribe or like button. Um, Watch the many times. Come back. My email link's on there, and if you want to Skype, uh, just write an email, and I'll be happy to give that Skype address to anybody. One of my hobbies. You guys have a great day. Scott from Osaka Ben 10, J-Pop Now, and many other things. Have a good night. Thank you.